All right, so I just had a few questions that I wanted to ask you because you seem to have a lot of knowledge and stuff. So, another perspective is always a good thing to have. So, it involves relationships and, different stages, I would say,
Okay.
and things that men do versus what women do. So, I just want to ask you, like, at what point do you feel like it's necessary to maybe take the jump, like jump into something serious with a woman, whether you do it or do you mind if she does it, because based on how things go nowadays, it's usually seen as a man taking the jump.
Okay.
But I've been in a situation where the girl asked me, so I want to see what your point of view is on that.
Well, personally, I like for a man to take the lead for
Okay.
a lot of things. Me personally, I can honestly say I have to work on my communication skills when it comes to that sometimes. So what I like to do is it's like I'm very upfront
Right.
about what I'm into. If I'm not interested, I'm just not interested. And I will verbally let you know at some point that you're the apple of my eye.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So I think it's all in the approach. And there's nothing wrong with a woman doing it, because sometimes a man can just be completely clueless. Because
Right.
women don't wear it like that. A woman's pride won't allow her. She'll give you a hint, and we may not even know it's a hint.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So I think it's okay for a woman to do it, but I also think it's very important for a man to do it, because it's important that, in my opinion, it's important that sometimes a man has to set the standard. He has to set the bar. Your introduction to that woman on that day
Mm-hmm.
is very important. Like, I was always taught the first thing a woman does is she looks at your shoes, and then she goes up and she looks at how you conduct yourself. She might look at your nails and stuff like that. So it's more about you being confident in what you're feeling, because a woman can pick up on bullshit. You get what I'm saying? A woman can really pick up like, okay, this dude is full of it. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's okay for a man to be organic with it. Be organic and be truthful, because if you don't mean well for this woman, don't waste your time.
That's true. But how would you feel though? If she really approaches you and just starts taking charge, that wouldn't make you feel any sort of way, because I didn't personally.
It depends on her approach. You know what I'm saying? Like, some women don't like being thirsty. It's a way. It's all in how you do it. Just look at it like this, man. You go into a diner, right?
Yeah.
Let's say a very nice restaurant, good food, no diner food, and you order the most expensive steak you can think of, right? And then they just drop it on the table.
Oh no.
Exactly. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because everything is presentation. Women are very practical. Women are somewhat logical, and a woman knows how to. Like, I always believe that women wrap gifts better than men.
I can attest to that.
You
Yes.
get what I'm saying? So when a woman wants something in her package, she'll hand it to you. So a woman will hand you everything she wants from you and everything she expects of you, because it's already packaged in her thought process. So I think it's okay, but it's all same thing with men. Everything's the approach.
Right. Gotcha. So another thing is, I know we're all raised differently, and
Definitely.
I was raised in a household full of women. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, you're absolutely right. I like to take charge, and sometimes I am clueless. But
Me too. All right.
all right, so back to what I was saying now. So now that we got that out of the way, I always heard people saying, "Oh, don't fall too quickly," or "This is too fast." What for you? What is too much? Because I've seen relationships where a guy falls for a girl, or vice versa, and people tell them it's too fast. But I've had friends that are still together this day, and
Okay.
I personally think there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
But other people think differently. So for you, what's too fast? If they just told you that they loved you like 2 months in, or do you even think that's possible?
I think it's possible.
Okay.
I think it's possible because just look at it like this, man. I have a daughter. My daughter's grown, but when she was a child, when you want your baby to eat certain types of food, but you know she can't eat a whole steak,
Mm-hmm.
you mix the sweet peas with the mashed potatoes and the beef, and you play it around,
Yeah.
Now she can cheat it. Everything is a process, because sometimes when anybody, you know what I'm saying, like, cause again, it's all in the approach. You know what I mean? I had a woman told me she loved me before, and it scared me, because I didn't understand that I may have had this effect on her. I might have had something that she really loved. She said, "Don't get it twisted." I said, "I love you." I didn't say I was in love with you.
Yeah.
I told a woman I loved her recently, and it wasn't like I'm stalking her, but it's how I feel. How you take that is how you take it. But you know me, I'm known to be a very genuine person, and I don't use those words lightly. Now me, like you, I grew up with my grandmother's taught me love. You get what I'm saying? A man didn't teach me how to love. Both my grandmother, my mother's mother's Jamaican, and my father's mother from down south. So in my mind, I had the best of both worlds. And that's how you learn to love a woman by another woman. And how it's manifested sometimes is important for a young man to see his dad love his woman. I watched my dad love his wife.
Right.
And it stuck with me. Sometimes you have to let the woman take her spot, and you just gotta play the wall, because you don't know everything. You can be the so-called alpha male all day, but there are some women who just know what to do. Period. Sometimes you gotta just, okay, baby. Okay. I probably would have done it this way, but what you're doing is fine. You don't want to make her feel less because of her opinion. You don't wipe her, you don't whatever. You just don't wipe her to the side. Like, no, that's your woman, right?
Right.
You gotta hear her out. You gotta let her show you how she loves. You can love her all day. You can show one representation of how you love. Let her get the stage.
That's fair.
Let her get the stage, bro.
All right. So, after being in a relationship for so long, we all develop pet peeves. So, there's always, what's that word I'm looking for? Compromises and
very important
sacrifices that you make.
Definitely.
But where do you really draw the line with that? Because I felt like a majority of my previous relationships that I think I've taken in a lot, and I kind of neglected myself a little bit. But that's not to say I didn't learn anything from it, because whatever I take from my past and bring into my future, it's obviously for the better.
Definitely.
So what are really some of the things for you that maybe if a woman does it, whether it's physical or emotional, that would be just a complete turn off?
A complete turn off for me would be someone who accuses me of something that doesn't even exist.
Oh.
You get what I'm saying? That's something what I like to call, I would call it a non-existent reality, because these things do happen. But for you to come up in your mind, you sleeping with somebody else? I'm like, no. I'm the type of brother, if I'm dating somebody that I care about, and I can, one thing I will do, and I will say this though, if I'm dealing with a woman and she has my attention, no one else matters.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And I have to make it so that this woman doesn't even have to question me. You should, if you're in a committed relationship, and something my oldest brother taught me, leave your phone wherever you live. Leave it there. What are you afraid of?
Sure.
You get what I'm saying? If you're not my wife, don't touch my phone. But if you're my wife and you're someone that I've grown to love and I want to love, there shouldn't be any secrets, man. Because those secrets are deadly and they're cancerous. You get what I'm saying? You don't want to lie to a woman that you say that you love.
Sure.
You don't want that. So a pet peeve for me, one of my pet peeves is being accused of something that I'm not doing. That's kind of, it'll set the tone for something bad, and it's not going to end right until someone says, you know what, I'm going to either stop accusing him or this person's going to remove himself from this relationship, because it can be damaging. It's the beginning of a toxic relationship.
Oh, okay. And the reason why I asked that is because, I read a lot, and sometimes, maybe if I'm walking or taking the train, I'll see two couples arguing, and it's going back and forth, and in my mind, I don't see any progress of solving whatever situation they're going through. And it's more of a situation where Somebody's listening
I got
just to respond.
I got the answer for you right now.
Go ahead.
Okay. And both you gentlemen might find this amusing. There is the process of love, and there is processed love.
I like where this is going.
You get what I'm
Elaborate.
saying? And when I say that, because it's like, processed food makes you sick. It makes you go to the bathroom. Automatic laxative. Love is tenderizing. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is beautiful. You dig what I'm saying? So if you're eating something that's not good for you, you'll feel it. Vibes don't lie. Energy doesn't lie. When you're eating something that you're supposed to eat, your body will let you know that you're eating something right. So if you're loving the right woman the way you're supposed to, what is it to argue about? Now let's do this like arguing.
I've seen it a lot because,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that's why, because it goes on to the next question that I want to ask you, because I don't think anyone wants to listen. It's like everyone just wants to get their point across. And
I used to be that way.
Right, and you've learned.
Definitely.
And to me, that's not the
Again,
way.
I cut you up. Again, one of the greatest lessons my brother ever told me, he said that one reason why I think him and his wife communicate so well is because he come up and a listener. When you're emotional, you don't listen. You're not being logical. And I used to try to be the one thinking I'm the alpha, and I'm nowhere near the alpha. Beta, kappa maybe. You get what I'm saying? Because I thought I knew everything. But again, going back to a woman, I think women fall in love sooner than men do, because they have this thing in their mind. They see somebody, they zoom in. There's something about this man that they find very amusing or loving. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important that you try to stop those little petty arguments, because most of the time it's about nothing. You know what I'm saying? If you went to court right now and someone accuses you of crime, the judge's job is to have the assistant district attorney prove your case. Prove the case. How is this man guilty of this crime? Explain yourself.
Right.
You can't tell me what somebody else said. I need facts. And then again, on that part, we have to watch how we maneuver. You get what I'm saying? It's very important how we maneuver, because you could do something and it could be received differently. And it just keep happening and it just keep happening. And it's going to be like, wait a minute. Something's not right here. You have to make your woman feel so comfortable. I noticed that when I was coming up, I couldn't figure out why certain women would act a certain way. Women aren't crazy. Let's just get that straight right now. It's more of a thing like they'll pick up on something and they'll overanalyze it maybe. But women love to they know there are other people around you. You got your mom, you got your dad, you got other people you love, but that woman has to know that she's important to you. If you don't make that woman feel important, she might start accusing you of some shit.
Right.
You're together now. You're together probably 7 days of the week. You're probably together 5 out of that 7. So make her feel welcome. Make her feel loved. Make her feel protected. Let her know that she is of value. When you take things that have no value to you don't care about, you discard it, and you pick it up and wear it when you want to.
It's true.
Your wife is something that you wear every day. That's the same old t-shirt. Your favorite t-shirt. Sometimes you gotta put it in the laundry, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you might want the scent of your wife on you, and vice versa.
I like that analogy.
You get what I'm saying? Because like, I would love to be in a committed relationship where my sheets smell like her, my home smells like her, my every thought is of her. I want to walk by Macy's and say my wife will look good in that. Make her feel important. Not anybody can feel special. Make her feel important. I can almost guarantee you, if you make your wife feel important, she won't be the chick at the water machine gossiping. She's gonna be at her desk smiling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's very important you make her feel incredible, positive, man. Then she'll come home with a different attitude. A woman can set the tone for a household. But if you come in and the energy off, something's wrong. So make her feel incredible. Everybody's moody, but as long as she knows that she has a loving man coming home, and he's going to do the best to make her smile. And vice versa. This is not a one-sided thing.
Of course.
But a woman can set the tone. A brother will come in here. You ever notice when men get married, they get fat? Well, right now, you dig what I'm saying? So it's a two-way street, but it's very important for a man to, like, even myself, I I said to myself this week, I'm so used to being single, I have to be a better communicator. I'm a mover and a shaker, I'm not a talker. But when you deal with women love being spoken to, not spoken at.
Understandable.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And the last point is, nowadays I think a lot of, not trying to generalize anything, but I've seen it a lot of people treat relationships like a novelty, like it's not very exactly, and
you can't microwave your love
yeah.
for 10 minutes and think, oh shit, this is good. You ever know you microwave food and it's too hot?
Yeah.
You gotta get cold real fast. Process.
So I mean, if let's say you were in a relationship and, you know, I guess the relationship ran its course and things were to be over with, and maybe you're on the receiving end or you're the one ending it. You definitely agree that there's a certain way how to end it and what should be said, because, you know, things are lasting and those aren't something that you really get over really quickly.
Definitely not. Especially if you're in love. Exactly.
And some people, they don't really take that into consideration because they just want out. And I don't think that's fair for the other party, especially if you do care about them.
I think sometimes some people want the easy way out. But to me, like, again, being a better communicator. 9 times out of 10, if a relationship is over on that day, it was over 3 months ago.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And sometimes it's hard to tell somebody you don't want to be with them no more because you still love them. It's just like you said, some things run its course. But sometimes when you love somebody, you don't want to see them hurt, so you linger. But sometimes you just got to man up. You got to man up, because the longer you wait, the longer this person's going to hurt. And the person's going to be like, well, why did you hurt me? Why? And sometimes you just got to, again, like you said, especially if you're the one on the receiving end of it. I know for a fact, I've been there. I know what it's like to be cut off knowing I was cut off. I know what it's like to go somewhere and see somebody that you care about with somebody else, and I never got the memo. That's a hurting feeling, because that's a lack of respect. So that's telling you never even respected me. You loved what I had to offer, you didn't love me. You saw something genuine about me, you wanted to latch onto it, but you wouldn't add it on to who I am. I don't need no help being fly. I don't need no help being handsome. I don't need any help. I need somebody to walk this journey with me. You get what I'm saying? I'm that guy who would, if I see a car coming by and there's a puddle, I'll stand there so you don't get splashed by the puddle. That's just what a man's supposed to do. But sometimes it's like, again, you don't want to hurt somebody, bro. It's hard to hurt somebody. You gotta be a heartless motherfucker to be cool with hurting somebody.
Yeah.
That's heartless, man. It's cold-blooded. Some people just don't know how to do it. Some people will poke you and make you believe that you're the problem to get you to react a certain way. So you react a certain way, and then they can say, well, he said this to me. No, you've been poking him for 5 months. He or she. Let me just say that. So I've done it. I've had, in my younger days, I would be ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Thinking that I was a so-called player, and I wasn't. I was a liar. I was a damn liar. And when it came back on me, I think I always tell you this story where I was probably dating about 3-4 women at the same time. Going out, spending money, going out, spending money. And one day I had a fever. I called all those women, no one came to check the kid. I had to get up and go get medicine. It was brick outside, it was February. And I'm shaking, my head is pounding. And I'm like, all those women I dated, they didn't value me, or they'd be here. Or did I value them? Probably didn't value them. They're like, fuck you. You don't value me. You value what I have to offer. You don't value me. So I had to suffer that by myself, because I thought I was somebody who I was not. So when you dealing with somebody that you care about, it's very important that if you are in a relationship and it's on that rocky period, try to be the best communicator you can be. And if you love that person, exhaust every opportunity, every option you have to make it work. And then if you find it that it can't work, it just can't work. Some things, like you said, some things just runs its course. You either sprinting or you down for this marathon. You want to go fast, go alone. You want to go together, go slow. That's love. You know what I'm saying? That's love. Love is not instant. Love is a process. But you got to understand too. I've known people who loved each other and they broke up and they're perfectly good friends because not only do they love each other, they respect one another. That's big. That's a very important fact. Because sometimes some people outgrow one another. And sometimes the person on the receiving end doesn't understand it and they don't want to comprehend it because you're still emotional, you're not being logical. This person might want to do whatever, but it's all in how you do. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. Like I said, I was the type of person, I would break up with the chicken, don't even tell her.
Ouch.
Ignorance. And I'm looking dumb. I remember getting on the bus and with my new girlfriend, you know, the girlfriend who I didn't tell we broke up, she's on the bus, I'm looking at me, shaking her head. I'm like, played myself.
You look back now and it's definitely something you didn't.
I was a kid. In my early 20s, I was a kid, man. Still didn't justify my actions, but I didn't know what I knew now. If I knew, I'm glad I didn't get married when I was 25, because I know now I didn't know a damn thing about being a provider or a husband. I was a good boyfriend, but can I provide for a wife? No. Can I provide for a wife?
Not just financially, also
you got to be the
emotionally.
oracle. You got to be that source of information for her. You got to be the one taking the brunts and the blows. You have to be that armor for her. So it's tricky, man. It's very tricky, man. Communication.
You know what that reminds me of?
It's up.
Nature versus nurture. Your wife nurtures you, and you protect her from nature. Never forgot that.
Yeah.
And I also remember what you did tell me.
What's up?
Never actually. If a woman is in your life, she should be there to, like you said earlier, she should be there to add on to add to you.
And vice versa.
And yeah, enhance each other, not be a parasite to one another, because obviously if you do that, it's not going to work.
Definitely.
So, you know, I've learned quite a few things from you, so I just thought that this, you know, maybe I should just ask you a few things that were on my mind.
Okay. What else? What else?
I mean, that's a majority of what I want to ask you.
Okay.
And I've seen, you know, I just see that there's a lot of stuff going on around me, and you know, I always wondered why.
Mm-hmm. Why not?
And
why not even?
I mean, well, why do these things happen? Like,
why not you? And I'm saying, who are you?
I'm just that guy that rather have a lot of information, maybe to help myself, to help someone else in return. You know?
I'll tell you something, man, and I'll share this with you, like as I always do. I would prefer to be married, comfortable, happy, and in love than to be anything else. To be in a committed relationship is priceless.
The simple pleasures.
Simple pleasures in life, man. It's like, but I want what I want. You know what I'm saying? I want a woman who I can laugh with. It doesn't have to be about sex. To be in a room of silence is love to me. It's a different realm of intimacy for me. I love to see how a woman reacts. I like to see a woman. I watch women sleep. I like to see how beautiful you are. I want to see you wash a pot. You know what I'm saying? Just funny stuff. I like to see a woman put on her, and you're like, what are you looking at? I said, I'm just looking. When you decide to look at a woman for her beauty, love is supposed to humble you. Love is something that you don't brag about, bro. Let's get that out. Let's just make that clear. Like, I can't come in here and brag. Yo, I gotta show you. I say, yeah. No, I'm like, I'll come to work like this. The rebel, why are you so happy? I'm blessed.
True.
I'm blessed, man. And it's like, I'm 47, and whatever's gonna be for me is gonna be for me, and whatever's gonna be for her is gonna be for her. But it's mainly about. It's not about anything else, but friendship too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like you got to, you want to marry your friend. You may have the homeboy you grew up with, but your wife has now taken over that spot. You have to give her her role. A woman wants a role in your life. She got to know what's going on. You can't have her confused, or she'll choose for you. She will choose for you. You're like, huh? What happened? You weren't paying attention. I need to know my position. Woman wants to know her position. Once a woman knows her position, she'll know how to conduct herself. But if you give the woman the right interpretation of what your intentions are, now she can better prepare for that. But if you don't tell her how she's supposed to know. It's process, man. Again, it's a process. You can't add flour, sugar, yeast to a relationship. You can't know. This fake ingredients don't work. No processed stuff. You can't take the Velveeta cheese and put it in the boil and mic it, and if you ain't baking macaroni and cheese, I don't want it. You dig what I'm saying? If grandma not in the back, doing it like that, nah. It's like how we talk about grandma making rice and peas. If you ain't picking no coconut milk in that rice and peas, those are kidney beans. I know kidney beans when I see it. But yeah, man, just take it with love, man. You gotta take your time, bro. That's all. Yeah. You gotta take your time with love. Why rush love?
True.
What's the rush? Who are you in a race with? It's a marathon, not a sprint. It's a long run. You see, the long run is a long run. Love is something you have to pace. You gotta pace yourself. You can't go buy your woman everything you want for her in a month. It's 30 days. Then you got an eternity to treat her like a queen. What are you rushing for? Get to know your woman.
Yeah, true.
Get to know your woman. Talk to her. Listen. Again, me. Sometimes I just don't be listening. My mind might be clouded with something else, but I know now as a man, I literally have to turn to her and look. Yes, baby. Okay. I literally just put someone's birthday, home address, save it in my phone, so I don't ever forget. Why should I forget? If this is someone who I want in my life, take those notes. Take notes. You literally take. Okay, she said she likes red, she likes burgundy. Write it down. Write down her favorite cake. Just take that and don't tell her you're doing it. Just do it. You don't got to You don't got to announce it. Let her come home and see it. But she ain't just paying attention.
Subtlety.
Simple pleasures, man.
Go
ahead, bro.
I wish a lot of people would be a little more slow with their approach, because you know what? I believe, I'm sure that I have a lot that I can learn from you, and vice versa. You can learn a few things from me too, of course. But I guess not everybody sees it that way.
Right.
But I wish everybody would take it a little more slow and just look into themselves and try to appreciate what that other person is. Not for, like you said, their beauty, just for the type of person they are too. Because that's also important.
I'll share this with you. I had a date. She asked me what I wanted to do. I said, I want to sit myself and stare out the window with you. That is it. She looked at me, got her leg on the sofa. We just stared outside. I let her put her head right here. You can't. There were no transactions made for that. You dig what I'm saying? No transactions. The moment a woman feels important, she can get the weight off her shoulder. Take that weight off her shoulder. You carry that. Make her feel incredible. That's it. Take your time, communicate, talk less, listen more. And I'm learning. I'm learning myself. I knew it, but now I'm trying to put those things into action.
Right.
You know what I mean? So just let it flow. Take your time. Listen. If you have to disagree with her. Low tone. You don't want to make somebody you love feel stupid.
Very true.
Don't do that, because you're setting yourself up for failure. You know what I mean? Any other questions, sir?
No, sir, but this has been a very enlightening talk. And
it's good to do this, man.
Yeah, we should share a little bit more, because I believe that this is how men should communicate.
Definitely.
Just like that last
My last
You
one.
also said that in your last podcast, and I thought that I should reach out to you,
Mm-hmm.
you know, as a man, and communicate with you, have your insights, and you know, see what it's like compared to mine, learn a few things from you, and just try to apply that in my daily life as well. So I really appreciate you
Next
taking the
time
time
we
on.
do this, know what we're gonna do? We're gonna get somebody in here who's married.
Yeah, we should. We definitely should.
All right, man.
All right, man. So I'll see you next time. All right.
Definitely, brother.
All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you for everything.
Have a good one.